All right. I just wanted to walk you through these notes um, and how I did them. These are in chronological order. As you go down, it's further in the article. And it is this article right here. And here's the link to it. And as I started to read the article, sometimes I had questions. Like, what does genius mean? What is a tinkerer? And they seem like obvious questions. Those are big questions that you need to consider at least for a minute. Maybe look up the word, get a feel for it. Here's the author's website, because that's a good idea to find their information. Here's his Twitter feed, which I've subscribed to. Here's that place, Mulibo. Not even how sure to pronounce it, but it's on Google Maps, so I looked it up. As I'm working my way through the article, what I'm trying to do is it's very simple. It's trying to figure out what happens in each paragraph. What's happening. And as I'm going through, I'm also looking up things like, what is a neonatal incubator? What's it look like? Who is this guy, Timothy Prestero? There's a very good TED Talk he does that's really excellent. And I found that. It's right here. You should watch it. Design That Matters. That's his website, or his team's website. Of course, all along the way, what does this word mean? What does this word mean? These links will take you there. So that's the first page. Let's go to the second page. All right. Oops. We go on the next page. And once again, these are words that I'm looking up. I have to look up words too. Things that I note, especially this one, and some things that I also put in my own words. Here's somebody I just had to look up because I didn't know who he was. And now I'm getting more into trying to put things into my own words. And as we work our way down the page, we get into some really important stuff, like all this right here. This is at the key of what he's trying to say. And then I remind you that it's about tinkering, and that first order combinations are the adjacent possible. That word, man, you've got to know what that means in order to summarize the article. And it's a very complex term. If you want to find out more information about it from the outside, you can go. I looked up Stuart Kaufman, then I went to Wikipedia, and then I went back to the article, and I kind of summed things up. Okay? As I'm working my way through the article, there's more people to look up. And I note here that this is an example. Maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. Maybe this whole thing right here, it's not important to use this one. I'm not sure. But you'll have to decide that in a summary. And then, this is really important here, because this is where I identify this as the thesis. All right, this is the last page. I'm closing in on the end of the article. Again, I'm trying to put things into my own words and to react to what I'm reading. For example, right here, I say this is the opposite of the adjacent possible. And It's important that Johnson puts that in there. He wants you to know what is and what is not an adjacent possible. And, he talks about these people who, copyright law or trademarks or registered names. All those are anti-adjacent possible. They close things down instead of open things up. It's good to know. It's always good to ask yourself, how do you define a word, but also look for its opposite as well. It's just part of understanding. More examples. Another example. Some of these are important, some are not. I think that this is the most important example. This one cannot be forgotten, nor can the first one. So you notice it's like he bookends this article with big examples that you can't ignore. And this is how he concludes. So I think the Apollo example, as I'm quoting up here, right up here, I'm quoting. This is where he ties together all of the previous ideas, and especially the idea of the adjacent possible. All right, that's it. Talk to you later. Hope this helps.